This is a setup I didn't know I needed, and honestly, it's made one of the biggest impacts on how I use Claude every single day. So I wanted to make a full video on it because I don't think enough people in the space are talking about how simple it is to set up. This tool is called Obsidian, and in combining it with Claude basically gives Claude a second brain. Now, if you use Claude Cowork before, you already know this problem. You go in, you do amazing work, the research, the planning, building out specific things for your business, the skills. It's incredible while you're in it. But then you close your laptop, you come back the next day, you open a new session, and it completely forgets everything. Cowork doesn't remember a single thing you talked about yesterday. Your goals, your audience, what you're working on, they're completely gone. You're starting over every single time, and that gets very exhausting really, really fast. Obsidian fixes that. So in this video, I'm going to show you what Obsidian actually is, how it can completely level up what you're doing. The best part about it, it's completely free. It runs on your computer. You set it up once, it runs on autopilot every single time. Now, so this is how it's feeling right now. AI has zero memory. You are constantly explaining yourself every single session, regardless if it's a project or not. Most people don't realize the actual problem is how they use Claude. What Obsidian is just files on your computer, not Notion, not Google Docs, not a cloud, plain text files on your Mac. Every note you write is as simple as a file saved. If Obsidian disappears tomorrow, you'll still have everything. It lives on your computer. Here's what makes it special. Because of the files that live on your computer, Claude can open them, read them, update them directly. No workaround, no integrations. That's a total unlocked. Now, before I get into the setup, I want to walk you through everything. I want to give you a quick visual overview of what Obsidian looks like, because honestly, the first time I saw this, I was like, okay, this is different. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Okay, so now that we have Obsidian pulled up, what you're looking at is basically your second brain visually. Every single dot you see on the screen is a piece of knowledge inside your vault. We can see that I have home, we have content, we have audience, we have Claude Design Launch. With the node, you have lines connecting to other ideas. These are links between ideas. Think of this like a visual neural network, right? Trained on everything that matters to you and your business, on what you're trying to achieve. So this dot over here is about my YouTube. We can see that we have different links between my competitors, philosophy, the brand voice, my creative scripts, pretty much everything about YouTube. It reads all these files before it even outputs anything. These aren't just pretty to look at. This isn't just pretty to look at. This is actually shows you how your knowledge is actually, the more you add, the more connected it gets, and Claude has access to all of it. So let me explain what Obsidian actually is before we go further, because a lot of people haven't heard of it. Obsidian is a note-taking app at its core. But what makes it completely different from something like Notion, Google Docs, where the note actually, with Notion, your stuff is on Notion servers. With Google Docs, it's on Google servers. With Obsidian, everything lives in your folder in plain text. I know that sounds super simple, but that's a secret. Because Claude Code, which is a version of Claude that interacts with your computer, can read and write in those files directly. There's no special integrations, no API setup, nothing complicated. It's just a folder Claude can scan and open and make edits. And because of that, we can set it up so that every single time you start a new session, Claude reads your whole vault first, your goals, your projects, your notes, your contacts, everything before you even type your first message. That's what makes it feel like Claude actually knows you, because it does every single time. This one is the one I use every single day. So on the left hand here, you can see all the folders, you see content, you see scripts, you can go ahead and see what's under scripts. You can see YouTube videos, you can see my in progress, my Claude design. You can go ahead and click in everything. You can make manual edits as well. Let's go ahead and jump back into the slide so I can show you a visual representation. And there are 3 layers in our Obsidian. Each one has its own job. Layer 1 is raw, layer 2 is wiki, layer 3 is CLAUDE.md. Raw is basically my inbox. Anytime I find an article I want to remember, anytime I want to take notes, I want to save a specific article from a session. Anytime I have an idea that I don't want to lose, I drop it here. There's no organize that's happening here. I know what I'm thinking and where it goes, or what category it belongs to. You dump your articles, your notes, your transcriptions, anything not organizing, just go ahead and throw it in there. Layer 2 is wiki. And this is where things get interesting. This folder is what Claude builds and maintains for me. When I tell Claude to compile it, it takes everything sitting in raw and all those messy notes, articles I drop in, and it writes clean, structured articles and saves them here. Next, we have CLAUDE.md. This is the most important file in the whole system. This is basically Claude's instruction manual for working with me. Everything is here: who I am, what my business is, what I'm currently working on, my current pillars, my audience, my voice, my goals, what I want Claude to do and how to say it, what I want Claude to do automatically, what I don't want it to do. It's like onboarding a new employee, expect you to do it once and never forgets. And I have this set up so that Claude reads the file first every single session before it does anything. So by the time I type my first message in my new session, Claude already fully caught up, already knows the context, already knows what matters. That's persistent memory. That's the whole thing that people are missing. Let's go ahead and jump back into Obsidian so you can see a full breakdown of how a file should be structured. So we can see this is my Obsidian second brain, which is a video I'm currently recording. We can see it's in my YouTube videos in progress, Obsidian second brain. We see that on top. We can see the title, what it is, long form, it's ready to film, which is currently in progress. We can see that we have different tags. We have different title options that will be A/B testing. We have a hook that we're going to use for our long form and short form as well. We see the angle that we're going to use compared to my competitors, the key points that I want to talk about, and things that we're going to go ahead and reference. And under assets, we see that we have the slides that we created. It's as easy as opening it up. I have it in a different screen. Reference explainers. We have our script. We created 2 different scripts for this video. V2 is the one that actually won. We already have the YouTube description as well with timestamps. You see that all here. Our resources, everything about the video that we're creating is already here. We see that down here. We see that with references, how to install the app itself. Everything is here. And it's, if we go ahead and go back into Claude itself, it's as easy as asking questions. Let's go ahead and jump into Claude and see this in real time. Now that we have Claude pulled up, I want to go ahead and visually show you how that would actually look like. We go ahead and click on our Jarvis folder, which holds everything. Let's go ahead and ask it a question on what videos are in progress. What videos are in progress in our YouTube folder. So it shows us that we have 3 videos in progress. Let's go ahead and view what's in the how to build an ultimate AI second brain. Give me everything that we have so I could go ahead and view it in this channel. Now that we sent this off, the goal is to have everything that we saw in that file inside here so we can go ahead and ask it more specific questions. Right off the back, it's giving us the title options, the hook framework, the angle, everything that we saw there, the key points, the assets. If I wanted to see the slides that we have generated, let's go ahead and ask that. Can you pull up the slides that we have for this video? Now it's going to go ahead and fetch that and automatically open it up on my browser. You can't see it right now just because I'm not showing that screen, but it automatically opened it. You can see that here. So now that we have that, well, let's go ahead and ask for our scripts. Let's go ahead and get our scripts for this video. Please pull that up for me. So we can see I asked it a simple question of give me the scripts, and we can see the full script here. We said, hey, this is a setup I didn't know I needed. It's pulling up that full script that we wanted. Now that you've seen visually how this works, let's go ahead and jump into how to actually install it on your computer. It's a very easy setup process. All you need to do is just search up Obsidian. We can see this is the first thing that popped up. You're going to go ahead and do get Obsidian for Mac OS. We can go ahead and download. Once you have it downloaded. Okay, so once you have it downloaded, your screen will look something like this. You're going to go ahead and create a new vault. Go ahead and give it a name. Let's go ahead and name it my name, Javier. The location, this is where you create a new file for it. So it's as easy as creating a file. We are going to do Javier. Let's go ahead and rename this to Javier as well. Now we're going to go ahead and open it. We see that here. Let's go ahead and open it. Now we're creating a new file for it. Now that we're creating a new file for it, let's go ahead and click create. This is how it will look. Let's go ahead and turn on my camera now. Now that we have the first vault installed, the next thing we're going to do is Karpathy's original LLM model, which is what we went over with the wiki. We went over with the raw file, wiki, and pretty much the MD file. This is going to be the link for that, which will be dropped in the description below. So I'll go ahead and drop that in the description below, but this is it. We can see the core idea. If you want to go ahead and see the RAG system with the LLMs, the wiki, the raw, and the MD file, these are the 3 sources. I would go ahead and read this out. Go ahead and just give this link to Claude and go ahead and have it install it. It's as easy as copying this and then going back to Claude. So it's as easy as starting a new session. Go ahead and ask Claude to install this. So I need you to install this method. Let me know if you have any questions. And then this. Now, once you install it, it will ask you to access everything. It's going to go ahead and build that framework for you. And then once you have that installed, I would go ahead and start compiling your skills in here. What I have is anything that triggers start, it reads everything about whatever I'm doing, right? So if I do start, if I mention anything about YouTube, if I mention anything specific, it's going to reach a certain file and then learn all from the other branches. The best way to start configuring your actual vault is by chatting with it, asking to set it up properly, everything that it has about you, do the MD file as soon as possible, how it should interact every time it goes to that certain file. We can see that if we go right here to files, we can see that we have the go high level automations one. Since I do a lot of custom builds in there, I do have that. We have Jarvis, which is my main personal one for YouTube and everything else. Javier is the one that we just built. So every time that file is selected, it knows that's my fault. That again, it's just a file inside yours. Pretty much we're at the end of this video. I hope you all liked the video. Let me know if there's any questions or any other videos you all like me to make. But please like and subscribe.